Week 5 concludes on this Monday night, and the push for the playoffs is heating up in Miami. It's Unrivaled on TNT, presented by Samsung Galaxy. 3-6 Phantom, fresh off a victory, takes on Blossoming Rose, winners of 4 games in a row. We take you inside Wayfair Arena. Playoff push is heating up. The up-to-date standings in Unrivaled. 2 weeks to go after tonight. Lunar Owls lost their first game of the season this past weekend. Laces and Rose tied for second. There could be separation there at the end of the night. And for Phantom, a victory makes things interesting for the 4th and final playoff spot. Hi everybody, Brendan Glasheen, Sarah Kustok, Taylor Rooks will join us on the sidelines. For Phantom, coming off that victory, Sabrina Ionescu went for 22 points. That's her second highest total, her last being a near triple-double. When she's got it going on, we've yet to see her have a game like that since then.
And it just may need it here tonight, but you said an exceptional play from Sabrina Ionescu. When her fingerprints are all over the game, she's able to make such a tremendous impact. The numbers jump off the screen at you, but it wasn't just about the point scoring, the three-point efficiency, but also the fact she had 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and was able to continue to orchestrate exactly what this Phantom team wants to do. They've got the talent now, which is about having it translate into wins.
Phantom drilled 12 threes in that game as a team, and that was the last game Rose lost. Winners of 4 consecutive games, and if they're going to get Angel Reese giving you 20 and 20 every night, look out.
Absolutely tremendous. And to think about the fact that they knocked off the undefeated Lunar Owls, and the big part of that for Angel Reese was using her physicality, using her size, and just tremendous in understanding angles, anticipation, and so many aspects of her game that she's continued to evolve and improve. We've seen a lot of buckets right here, but she was also getting buckets for her teammates, showcasing some of that passing skill as well.
Here are tonight's starting lineups. Angel Reese in the middle for Rose, joined by Chelsea Gray, the league leader in assists, the point guard. Lexi Hull at the other wing for Phantom Ionescu, reunited with her former Oregon teammate Satu Sabali, the captain of Phantom, and Katie Lou Samuelson, proving her defensive versatility, guarding wings, guarding bigs. She rounds out the starting trio. Our officials tonight, crew chief is Chris Merlo, referee is Brenda Pantoja, and umpire is Sarah Williams. Rose hasn't lost a game since January 31st. It was to Phantom Basketball Club when Ionescu went nuclear, drilling 7 3-pointers. Phantom just a game out of the playoffs. 4 of the 6 get in here at Unrivaled, and Rose looks to get sole possession of second by night's end. Off and running, Ionescu and Phantom first possession. Scanning the floor, roaming middle of the floor, pull-up jumper. Reese corrals. Went for 21 rebounds, hits home, stride, drills the 3.
Exactly as we talked about, the rip and run by Angel Reese, ability to push the basketball in transition and find her teammates. It's really changed the dynamic.
Sabali answers.
And a big part of this will be matchups within the matchup. Can't wait to see Sabali and Reese go at it. Also, Lexi Hull trying to defend Sabrina Ionescu and what that continues to look like.
The first quarter is commercial free, and it's brought to you by Wayfair. Reese maintains control, veering up and in. My goodness, shot 50% from the floor the other night. The field goal percentage keeps moving upward.
And you said the key word, maintains control.
Katie Lou peels off for a bucket, 5-5.
Good for both of these teams, all the teams. You're seeing the chemistry, the continuity, now weeks that have taken place where players are starting to get more healthy.
Reese with another dime, throws up the goggles as a signal to the crowd, and Hull getting going adds another layer to Rose Basketball Club. Katie Lou Samuelson, the leaner, is true.
Everyone's getting going. You like this offensive efficiency that we're seeing early on from both these teams.
Reese taking it right at Sabali, scoops and scores. We talk about great players. Reese had an all-time game. The next challenge, do it every night. Off to a good start here. Sabali tees one up. In and out, but fouled by Reese. One free throw worth 3 points coming up for Satu Sabali.
And for Sabali and her effectiveness from the three-point line, how she maintains being a threat there. And Angel Reese says that she's coming out to close out. That's a great challenge for her, defending a player that can work the inside-out game, put it on the deck. We know the strengths that Sabali brings to the table offensively. So that's a tremendous challenge for a big like Angel Reese and trying to continue to navigate through that.
Sabali, 26 years old, from Berlin, Germany. Represented the German national team at the Olympics. Had to recover from injury, and she's shining here at Unrivaled. Chelsea Gray's been on a tear lately. Connects from deep.
I want to talk about someone else who's been shining. Lights out, Chelsea Gray has been.
26-plus points in 3 of her last 4. Ionescu harped on her mid-range game here in Miami. Plays out that time. Hall does not hesitate, barely hit the rim. Sabali carves for room. We're going back the other way. 4:36 to play in this commercial-free first quarter. For Rose, still without Kalia Copper, no Azare Stevens. And we mentioned this when Rose defeated Lunar Owls, monitoring Angel Reese and the foul trouble. She's the only true big available on the roster. Griner has checked in. Phantom wants to expose that lack of post depth. Griner using the footwork. Reese skies for the rebound, pouncing up the other end of the floor. Gray in rhythm, 3 is good. Angel Reese as a passer taking notes from the point guard.
It was one of the most impressive things to me about her performance the other night.
3 assists now for Reese. Ionescu is going to the line.
And I know we can talk a lot about her 22 and 21 night, which is extraordinary, but that to me has been the biggest sign of growth. And we talked with Nola Henry earlier this morning, and she said, when I used to scout her early, would continue to watch her back when she was at LSU. I always put in my notes an underrated passer, and we're starting to see that come into play.
Just from a personality standpoint, Reese is always lifting up her teammates. She wants to see others shine. On the shovel, Gray, guarded by Ionescu, no looker. Hall with 1 to shoot, nabbed by Ionescu, wants to push the break. Cloud on the move, same spot where she won the game the other night. Hall the board. 4-point lead for Rose. Gray on the money. That was a dime to Reese. Timeout, Phantom. 7 buckets, 5 assists for Rose, blossoming here on a 4-game winning streak.
Good job there. Staying in that play. Let's go Chelsea facilitate, and let's get Slim and Angel and elbow.
Audio eraser with Galaxy AI on the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra reduces noise so you hear only what you want. To get more from the Galaxy Huddle Cam, check out Unrivaled's Instagram after tonight's game to see and hear for yourself.
All right, let's get Tasha. Let's say it again.
I think
You know what? I like
play
more
like
small.
an
Yeah.
inverted screen for whoever Chelsea is guarding that's either an open shot
Hey,
or them.
all I know is they're in a great rhythm and flow right now. We got to disturb that. Come on, let's go. Let's compete. Compete on 3. 1, 2, 3. Compete.
Adam Harrington isn't kidding. Rose is 7 for its first 8 from the field.
In a great rhythm. You see it in the way in which they're moving the basketball, playing at pace. And Adam Harrington and Sabrina Ionescu talked to us this morning about playing this Rose team, and a big part just keeping them in front and trying to take advantage of their size on the inside. It's going to be interesting to see if they can continue to do that.
Griner flipped it out of bounds, trying to get back on the same page with Cloud, teammates in Phoenix last summer. Brittany Sykes has checked in, 33 points over her last 2, joining Reese and Gray. Reese sets the feet, fires the 3, and delivers! Angel Reese. That was no fluke the other night. It's carrying over here in Miami. Ionescu pulls up and hits. Reese is 4 for 4 from the floor. Ionescu 2 for 3. Reese thought, jab step, 3 short. She shouts to herself, gets back in defensive position. Ionescu being pestered by Gray, gets the elbow look, nothing but net.
Good patience, nice screen by Brittany Griner, and you could tell Ionescu was continuing to survey the floor, but with that drop that Reese will play in, it allows some pocket area in the mid-range.
Gray fires, just hit the rim, crashes the glass. Rose, the top offensive rebounding team in Unrivaled. Many thanks to Reese, but everybody getting a turn. Cloud navigates, fires. Board to Reese, now up to 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 9 points. Fingerprints all over this game. Cloud gets the hands in. Gray, Hezzy, 3. Bottoms up. Did people say she doesn't have it anymore?
I am not those people. I am not those people.
10-point lead for Rose. 10 of the first 13 shots have gone in. Gray hits the brakes, searching. Phantom ball.
Think back to the win the other night that Rose had against the Lunar Owls. A big part of it was just how they set the tone early in their pace, and their level of physicality, and the sharpness of their movements and their cuts. And you're seeing a lot of that early on, too. And it's not just on the offensive side. Defensively, it was where they made you feel them and feel that type of pressure. And that's what allowed them to get out and run. And they're doing a lot of that here already tonight.
Rose riding a 4-game win streak. They've held their opponent under 70 points in all 4. And in their 5 wins, the opponent has not reached 70 points. The defense has set the table. Sykes is open and hits. That's a 3. 28-15 Rose. Ariel Atkins has joined the trio in uniform for Laces the other night, now suiting up for Rose. Cloud swirls one in. High scoring first quarter, 1 minute to go. Sykes with deception faking the DHO and tripped up down the left side. Well, Saria Blanket, this quarter is flying by. Excellent up and down action.
It has been.
Reese gets a breather. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for Angel in the opening quarter. Small ball lineup for Nola Henry. Sykes throws it away. Samuelson makes the catch. Cloud fake it, throw it into Sabali, heading to the line.
And that's an excellent pass by Natasha Cloud. She probably had a look from the three-point line, but realized how deep Sabali had her defender sealed in and allows her to get to the line.
Phantom much improved at the free throw line over the last couple of games. Still in the bottom of the league in free throw percentage at 69%, 9 of 10 the other night against Vinyl. Sabali now 0 for 2. Points left on the table. Phantom down 10. Hall squares, driving. See if Phantom goes for a 2 for 1. Sabali motors inside. Atkins hops on it. Swing it, Sykes. Open Hull. And now the shot clock is off for Phantom. Cloud hit the game winner on her 33rd birthday the other night. Teammates glow about her compassion. 3 is short. 2 seconds for Sykes. Push it to Atkins. And never got a shot off. Fast and furious opening quarter here in Miami. Rose in search of a 5th consecutive win. They pick up right where they left off after knocking off Lunar Owls. 11 for Gray, 9 and 5 for Reese. It's Unrivaled on TNT, presented by Samsung Galaxy. Unrivaled on TNT is brought to you by Great Taste. 96 calories, Miller Lite, tastes like Miller time. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything. 10-point lead for Rose at the end of one. 11 of 17 shooting from the floor. Sabrina Ionescu and Phantom 7 of 15 through one quarter of play. Rose aiming for a 5th consecutive win, while Phantom looks to stay in playoff consideration, just a game back of Vinyl, more specifically a half game. Sykes takes it to the rack, rising over Sabali.
Right up the middle. There has been such a great patience and read of Rose.
Sabali could not finish, contact with Sykes. Now it's 2v2, Atkins, body control. Rebound to Sabali. Something we've noted, Sarah, just now getting a feel for Rose when they're in so much rhythm as Sabali connects. Playing with so much joy out here on the floor.
You could see it, and you could see it. We use the words cohesive and chemistry, all of those things, and that's a big part of it. It's been that type of passion, enthusiasm. And sometimes it takes for you to just get used to one another, get used to this game, all of those things to kind of feel that type of joy.
Bank is open for Sabrina. There's a bit of a fire lit under her right now, seeing her team trailing. Coming off the win over the weekend, Ionescu has not shot the three all that well, but impacting the game in other ways. Just 4 for her last 17, so a good sign early in the game.
And we've seen this throughout the course of Unrivaled play. Leads can dissipate very quickly, given how fast the pace is, given the three-point shooting, and just the amount and volume of shots that you can get up. And so despite the fact Rose really stepped out of this one, Phantom can get back quick, especially with a couple threes.
Chelsea Gray back in, slipped the bounce pass, and a foul is drawn by Reese. Sykes a bit shaken up after that last play, so she's on the bench. That's the first foul committed by Phantom here in the quarter. Let's go to the third member of our team tonight, Taylor Rooks.
Thanks, Brendan. You know, after Angel's performance against the Owls, Coach Nola Henry made sure to give her her flowers. Said anytime you make history, it's a big deal. It's hard in any league to get 20 and 20. Said only the best players in the world have been able to do that. And she said it isn't just the numbers, it's the little things, the passion she plays with, that she's a great teammate. Nola said she sees that growth on the court, where you work on things, the results aren't automatically visible, but once you see the results, they're addicting. And it seems like Angel's got the bug tonight, you all.
Without doubt. Good stuff, Taylor. 11 points for Reese, 5 boards, 4 assists. We hear the word relentless all the time about Angel Reese as Gray continues to draw oohs and ahs from the crowd. This spot is her spot. Missed it. Rebound to Ionescu. Katie Lou Samuelson lays it in. But when you're relentless and you're playing with comfort and understanding where you have to be, it changes the game.
Well, because it feels, the term slowing down is the one thing that comes with the more time, the more experience, the more you're able to just survey the floor. And you see that with how Reese has been playing.
Off the mark on the three.
And she does. She is relentless. She works so hard every possession, but sometimes there's that balance of it.
Katie Lou Samuelson follows her shot, takes it away from Reese. Sticks out her tongue in celebration. Sabali likes to see it. Timeout, Rose.
An area Phantom have excelled, has been crashing the offensive glass. They've got shooters on their team, but when you're a shooter, you're the first to know when it's not going in, and you see that chase after the second chance opportunity.
Down the middle. You got it. We're gonna pitch it flat. 12, sorry, 12. Pitch it. No, I called it 30. I called it 30. I called it 30. I called it 30. I said 30. But what?
You can carry it over. You can't take the full.
Okay. Fine. Whatever. Here it is. They went on their run, yeah. Because you can't take it. It's fine.
We gotta make sure we get Katie.
Hell yeah, box her out. Right.
On the rebound.
On the O board. Yep, we got it right here. Lexi's here. Chelsea's here. Right, pitch it. You downhill. Here, cut down the middle. Get downhill. Get her a low ball screen. Roll. Hey, it's paint, it's paint, it's paint. Paint touches, kick out threes. Paint touches, kick out threes.
Here we go, defense, 1, 2, 3.
Defense.
One and done.
It's been so much fun to listen to Nola Henry and how she's coached, and I know we were able to just get an even more inside look from Chelsea Gray of what it's been like. And she talked about a ton of things, but mostly to how she's able to resonate with the players, the communication aspect, the directness of it. And you see that every time we go into a huddle, and just how organized she is and exactly understanding the message she wants to give to her team. And a lot of it's X's and O's, but also just the understanding of the personnel and the personalities of this group.
Paint touch for Hull, just could not finish on the block. Rose once led by 13 points. The officials confirm they've changed possession to Phantom, but a 10-2 response by the Ghost Gang, as they like to call themselves. Ionescu being harassed by Hull, a low defensive stance, hedges around the ball screen. Samuelson looking for space on the flare. 6 to shoot, Griner DHO. Two-person game. Ionescu takes what she has, rebound Hull. Gray was thinking about going to Reese. Gray pull up, money. Just the way she changes speeds and makes such a quick decision like that.
It's so much fun to watch.
Chelsea Gray even told us today in our conversation, I am an angles person. If the angle isn't there, I'll make the right read. Like that.
It's huge. She just has got such a beautiful understanding of the game and the nuances, the details, the small things that make her the elite of the elite.
Ionescu with 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Circles back, Griner off the glass. We get a timeout on the floor. Rose was strong out of the gate, once leading by 13, but Chelsea Gray knew a run might come by Phantom. She's responded with 15 points. The return of AT. Alyssa Thomas has not played in an Unrivaled game since January 24th. She is set to come back for 5 and 4 Laces. They take on Mist. Coming up next, Unrivaled on TNT, presented by our friends at Samsung Galaxy. That's game 2 of our doubleheader. Playoff implications. Feels like a must-win for Mist, while Laces is keeping a close eye on Rose and Phantom. Should Rose go down, Laces can take second by itself.
And what a huge addition to get Alyssa Thomas back. You can't say enough about the pivotal role that she had played for that team and the player that she is and how much of an impact that will make.
5-time All-Star and Olympic gold medalist, all-time leader in WNBA history in triple doubles. Cloud dashing to the basket. And Phantom has cut it to 2. Reese crossover, spinning. Oh, Brittany Griner said that was cool and all, but not gonna happen.
And so this is the push-pull of where Phantom can take advantage. Take a look at this. Brittany Griner doing a great job staying in front. Gets a hand for the block at the end, but the post presence, you already mentioned the lack of depth other than Reese for Rose in that area.
Reese squares up, missed it, and Angels still has just one personal foul, which is good news for Rose. No Azare Stevens. On the back door, Samuelson. The crisp, effective offense by both clubs on display. You can feel now that we are 5 weeks into this inaugural season. Halfway down and out for Gray. Reiner, Cloud, Samuelson for Phantom. Gray, Reese, and Sykes for Rose. Even at 36. Griner. Nowhere to go. 4 seconds. Back into Griner. PG runs out of real estate and time. Second turnover. And a relatively clean game so far. 5 turnovers by both clubs with 2 to play at first.
And it's felt that there's been a great crispness. Give credit to both of these teams with how they have come out and played in that manner.
Sykes on the J, missed it. Phantom has yet to lead in this basketball game. 36 all. Ionescu and Sabali at the scorer's table. Cloud for the lead, too strong. Gray waltzing up the other end, assessing the situation. Jumper in the air. A cold spell by both clubs. Defense is tightening up. Sykes gets a hold of Cloud. Just the first on Sykes, second as a team. Second foul, I beg your pardon. On Brittany Sykes. Each club with 1 team foul. That's the other thing, Sarah. Both clubs are defending without foul. That's been evident.
Huge, huge. And that means positionally, more often than not, you are in the right place because there's still been a level of physicality.
Ionescu goes around the world and a blocking foul is called. Sykes hit the deck hard. It's on Sykes. That's her third. As far as wing depth for Rose, without Kalia Copper for the 3rd straight game, out with a right leg injury, Ariel Atkins, a relief player assigned to them. Sabali finishes through Reese. Never mind over her. Sykes the other way. Cannonball. Foul. And Sykes gets in the grill of Ionescu, says, okay, we're playing. We're playing.
We've seen that between both these teams. It's not gotten to the level of chippy yet, but there is a high level of compete.
Sykes with the jumper, it's pure. Brittany Sykes has turned a corner in her season. 7 points. Coming off a nice game the other night. Sykes went for 17 against Vinyl, 16 against Lunar Owls.
And it's the significance, too, that she brings to the defensive end in how much she could pressure the ball, pressure bodies, get in passing lanes. You've seen her when she's on Cloud now, but will switch off, get onto Ionescu. She gets after it on this end.
1 minute to play in the first half. Ionescu, 1 for 1 from deep so far. Veering back, firing a 3. And it's a shot clock violation.
Great pressure deep. And again, this Rose team, we talked about the limited front court presence that they have, with only really Angel Reese being their only big. And so they're playing smaller here, but they've got length, they've got quickness, and these are all strong perimeter players, and they've done a nice job still.
Gray searches for an angle, DHO to Sykes. Head fake, driving, outlet, Hall, 3, bottom! 8 points for Hall, 2 made threes. Rose is in front, Ionescu quickly the other way, couldn't bank it home.
Some great defense by Gray.
Chelsea Gray for 3. Chasing for it by the VIP people. Look out over there.
We got a pretty high-level VIP group checking over out there.
Taking in some Monday night action here in Miami to wrap up week 5 of 7 regular season weeks. Cloud gets a pair of screens, flip it back to Sabali. Step back 3. It's a long two, just hit the rim. 5 seconds for Rose. Sykes is gonna walk it up, catching her breath. Brittany Sykes. No shot. Rose at one point led by 13. Phantoms stormed back. The Ghost Gang won't go quietly. They understand the importance of this game here tonight. Unrivaled Halftime is presented by Ford. It's coming up in Atlanta with Lauren, Brene, and Lisa.
Stopping by the merch store tonight. Be sure to shop collections for the league, teams, the future is unrivaled and more at shop.unrivaled basketball. Now let's go to Rhea on the court.
All right, y'all, it's time for your halftime entertainment hour. Two awesome contestants here. We have Summer and Amaya in the house. Ready to go head ahead. Ladies, here's how it works. You have 30 seconds to get as many free throws as possible. You got this? Yeah. Heard you play some ball. Yeah. Hey, what about you? I heard you play some ball too. So you got this. Hey, who's winning? You or her? I knew you go out to see, but we gonna have to see. You heard her. All right, so Summer is up first, y'all. We gonna have to see who's gonna win. So maybe you gonna step over here. We gonna hand Summer the rock. All right. Woo. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Roger. Summer, easy breezy. Okay, she's one. Now she has 4. Here we go, Summer. 4. You got 15 seconds left. Right here.
Unrivaled on TNT is brought to you by Ford, built Ford proud, and by Salesforce. Wayfair Arena for Unrivaled on TNT, presented by Samsung Galaxy. Rose has already hit a season-high 7 3-pointers. They are 7 of 14 sharing the basketball. Brendan Glasheen, Sarah Kustok. We'll hear from Taylor Rook shortly on the sidelines. Both teams really put together a solid first half. 5 turnovers combined. We saw really crisp offense.
It was a really clean game, and I think that's the fun part of watching these teams, the chemistry they continue to grow into and how well they've been utilizing space and cutting, and obviously things always look a little bit prettier when shots are going down the way they have for both these teams.
Let's look at the numbers now with the Miller Lite game summary. We mentioned the 3-pointers, 7 for Rose, already a season high. For Phantom, hanging in there on the glass, right? That's a huge component because Rose does lead the league in rebounding.
And that's where it's going to be interesting to see how Phantom can continue to exploit the inside with their depth in the front court, utilizing that in terms of rebounding. And also they made a nice push there in the second quarter in terms of coming back, and some of that was getting a few second chance opportunities by crashing the offensive glass.
That's a creative pair of pants. Go to the Unrivaled website, print off the announcements, and there you go.
That's some true Phantom. We appreciate it.
It's going back in time when Unrivaled was coming to fruition for the people at home in October, November, announcing players who were joining. Very sharp. In a double team, Sabali slings it to Samuelson, who had 10 first half points. Box out by Chelsea Gray, who came through with 15 on 6 of 11 shooting. Feeds Reese and got hit. Katie Lou Samuelson shaken up as well. First on Katie Lou, and it was a painful one. Holding the jaw area of the face.
He got hit.
Katie Lou Samuelson, new member of the Seattle Storm, stay in the game. Reese hits the 1 for 2. Rose leads by 5. Final quarter of timed basketball. Once we hit the fourth quarter, it's an untimed session. The shot clock will remain on, and then we get to the winning score. Reese snatches the board. 2-on-2 developing. Reese on an island of her own. Angel Reese, a blocking foul, so she'll go to the line. Second on Katie Lou.
And we had talked about fouls, foul trouble, what that can do for certain players, for teams, and Angel Reese has just done such a nice job of imposing her will. And her ability to go at Katie Lou Samuelson is something, for as much as there is depth in Phantom's front court, Angel Reese has been able to really dominate in so many different facets and how she's been able to impose her will.
Reese is now 13 of her last 14 at the free throw line. In this 4-game winning streak for Rose, 14 points a game, 16 rebounds. And tonight she's got 15, 6, and 4. Sabali aims to blow by her. No basket. Adam Harrington called a timeout. Saw the tee, wasn't sure if he got teed up, but it's a timeout for Phantom.
He was pretty far out of the court. I was thinking the same thing.
Yep.
30, 30. All right, y'all, listen up real quick. Hey, if we continue to punch, they're gonna lay down. I'll get you in a second.
Right now. I didn't even like that possession. It might have ended up, but we're not running anything. We're not cutting hard. We're not doing anything. Okay?
Yeah, you're right. Let's go.
Let's go. Chris.
Sarah, yeah.
You gotta be sharper, my man.
It's their ball. Yeah, middle. It's their ball. It's their ball right now. Yes, I want little.
Message short and sweet from Adam Harrington. Then again, it was a timeout I don't think he wanted at that moment.
Exactly. But you know what? That's a part of it. You're looking at this deficit, 7 points right now for Phantom. They got down early. They made a good push, but we know how important this third quarter is, how things finish, and what that looks like as you head into the fourth because of the winning score.
Ionescu leaning and heading to the line. 13 in the first half for Sabrina Ionescu.
And there is a balance at the start of it. Adam Harrington saying, we're not cutting hard, we're not running anything. There is a balance between, yeah, there's a lot of read and react and free-flowing offense here in this 3-on-3 setting. However, they still have some sets they want to run, still some plays, some actions, and some options within the course of what they're getting into. And that's what you want to see, especially against a Rose defense that has been so stout.
Let's go to Taylor Rooks.
Sabrina Ionescu this morning was telling us that she's still fine-tuning things, coming back from surgery, getting back to her normal shot. She said being able to be in this league through every phase of her rehab has been excited. She just finished her second game with no tape on her finger, and that was the final box to check. Now she's allowing herself the grace period of knowing how much she has to adjust her shot from splint to tape to no tape and trying to not overuse her thumb, but she feels good to be cleared and fully healthy, guys.
Thanks so much, Taylor. Angel Reese, the pull-up jumper is smooth.
And Taylor, that's so important. I think when this season started, you kind of overlooked and forgot the fact that she had just come off that surgery, what that's like, especially as a scorer, shooter, passer, getting accustomed to those type of things with your hand and what that looks like and how you're working through that in this process.
Ionescu talked to us very early in the season how she takes pride in her off-season to improve and also just get mentally right. And you consider last year so different for good reasons. The Olympics, winning a championship, playing more basketball and longer into the fall than normal. Griner with the swat.
All good reasons, that's for sure.
Another one for Griner, the league leader in block shots. And third all-time in W history, Ionescu for three. Griner was leaning a bit on Hull. Reese gets ahead of the pack and lays it home. 19 for Reese. Puts the hands up high for Ionescu to not see daylight. Fouls on Gray. Angel Reese has the last 8 points for Rose. Doing a little bit of everything.
She certainly is. Again, we can't say enough good things about just the evolution and the growth that we've seen just through the course of these weeks.
Griner the hook. Reese pulls it down. Now up to 8 rebounds with those 19 points. Gray switches hands, circles back. Hull does not hesitate. Made 2 threes in the first half. Foul underneath. They're gonna get Cloud. Here comes the finger twirl.
I think she thought the whistle was blown because a foul was going to be called on Reese in favor of her. She was trying to block her out. Let's take a look. So watch right here, she's blocking her out. And you see Angel Reese has Cloud's arm tucked and then pulled. Yeah, this should be a successful challenge and overturn because, and you understand it through Reese, but she has Cloud's arm entirely hooked off that possession, that rebound.
I've never seen someone walk so fast.
The Phantom are challenging the call of the foul.
You got you in a second. I know you got it. I seen it. No call. I want Chelsea, Angel, Lexi, right? Reverse it. Get a full reversal. Here. Come set this pin away for Chelsea right here.
So she gonna go here.
Yep, she gonna reverse it to you. You gonna reverse it to Lexi, and then you gonna go screen away for Chelsea and send it right here. I got you for Chelsea in a second. It stops. Keep getting stops. Keep getting stops and keep running BG. Keep running BG. Next time we have a baseline out of bounds, though, if Angel's in, let's invert it. Let's put Angel high, right? And see if they switch it. BG, she's going to sit in the paint. We'll see. It stops, y'all.
So a wise decision by Phantom to challenge this, not only because it looks pretty obvious that Cloud was being held down by Reese, but should this get reversed, that's Reese's third foul. And we've talked about the personnel for Rose without Azare Stevens and Kalia Copper being out. The call stands, so that's a moot point. Reese still has 2 fouls. The foul's on Cloud. So Reese remains with 2.
It's our ball.
I don't. Who's she go over talking to? She said, I'm not saying
That's
nothing.
Luke Cooper she's working over there.
My vision is being blocked. Good for T Cloud. I am surprised as well. I stated my opinion earlier after watching it, but I am not an official.
That's a big break for Rose.
It is.
So Reese stays in with 2 fouls. Gray off the catch, swish. 4-3 for Chelsea Gray. An 11-2 Rose run.
That's a big shot by Chelsea Gray.
Led by 13 in the first, it's back up to 12. Cloud taking matters into her own hands. If she already wasn't a fiery personality, maybe that foul clicks another gear.
And look, there's still plenty of time in this quarter for Phantom to cut the deficit.
Gray, fed, got it out to Hull, 3, good! Third 3 for Hull. Rose, dead last in Unrivaled in 3-point shooting, is 9 of 18 tonight. Still working on a season high. Ionescu, the mid-range game. And Gray slows tempo for Rose. Nola Henry just told him, get stops, continue to work against Brittany Griner. Here's BG, Gray, Reese, untouched. Back-to-back 20-point games for Angel Reese. She's got 21. The lead is 15. Griner banks it in. They get a timeout on the floor. 57-44, Rose responds to Phantom's earlier run.
Oh, there has been a chemistry with this Rose group, and Angel Reese finding Chelsea Gray, get it out for the 3, and Lexi Hull. Everyone touching the basketball, lots of energy with a big lead.
The assist of the game is presented by State Farm.
Well, who else? The point guard to Angel Reese, who has been on the run. Take a look at that dime. Beautiful transition bucket.
Chelsea Gray, 5 assists, just 1 shy of surpassing her season average to pace the league. Rose has 21 field goals, 15 assists. That's a 71% assist rate. Just really fine-tuned, exceptional basketball, watching it at its purest form. Chelsea Gray gets a breather. Sykes on the floor with Hull and Reese. Katie Lou, Cloud, and Griner, 3 reserves except Samuelson in the game for Phantom. All board for Reese, her first of the game. So Phantom's done a good job of keeping Rose, for the most part, off the O glass.
It's been a huge part of it. And one has been an attention to detail with the blocking out. The other aspect, though, is that the Rose have been shooting very efficiently. There's not been a ton of offensive rebounds to be had.
Right, at that point, the shots are going in. Old boards are not a concern. Cloud weaving up the floor. Griner, catch, pound it, working, and scoring.
Good soft touch. And we see that often from Griner, doing a great job as she's able to get deep enough in great position.
With Gray on the bench, Sykes for three. Push pass, Hull, ball's humming right now for Rose. Sykes travel. My thought was, with Gray on the bench, big spot here for this trio to show some leadership and finish the quarter strong. And for Phantom, this 235
no
is
question,
crucial.
no question, nailed it. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and also how long Gray is on the bench.
And Phantom must take advantage. Sykes staying low as well as she can to not foul Griner, who's 6'9". BG from Houston, Texas. Hull taking her time. Katie Lou, arms extended. Reese against Cloud. Angel off the back foot. Sykes out of nowhere. Cloud catches the outlet. Phantom down 11. Winning score, fourth quarter coming up. Griner streaks inside for two. Down to 9. Last 6 points for Phantom belong to Brittany Griner. From the nail, it's Hull. Cloud communicating to set up the play. Phantom aiming for more. Reese got the hands and collides into the Phantom bench. And she's right back up. We've heard that word, relentless, playing out for team staff and, well, everybody that gets a treat to sit over there. Kathy Engelbert in the house tonight, WNBA commissioner. Getting a good look at that play. Sabali just checked in. Delivers for Phantom. Sabali, the league leader in three-point percentages, 2 for 3. That's her first 2 of the night. And Phantom's down 7. Ariel Atkins in the game, fires. Too strong. Here comes Phantom. Lob it, Sabali. Spins and hits. It's down to 5.
Probably could have been an and one call there. You see the frustration on Sabali's face, but that's a big bucket for Phantom.
10-0 run by Phantom. Sabali cheated a bit. Atkins, touch it. Reese, 3, no. Phantom ball. Kathy Engelbert getting a taste of Unrivaled here in Miami. Five-point game. Phantom adding to its run. Sabali. Cloud found her through the back door. 12-0 run. Atkins. Short. Phantom has taken advantage here in these 3 minutes. Cloud climbs inside. Reese pokes it away, tripped up by Cloud. Those two have been getting after it. That's the 3rd foul on Cloud.
Well, and you see the look on Natasha Cloud's face. There's been a lot of body bumping and physical play, running into one another. We've seen that at the basket. We see it right there. And so I think it's all coming to head here that that's where the call was made.
The lead was 13 points when Gray left the game. It's down to 3. Phantom had one to give there. 4 team fouls. Sykes, crafty dribble, separation, big shot for Rose to stop the bleeding. Ghost Gang down 5. Off the screen, Cloud is fouled. Almost got the shot to go.
She did.
That's the 4th on Brittany Sykes. Just like the WNBA, you get 6 personal fouls until disqualification. Coaches have changed their strategies from coach to coach, team to team, about how risky they want to get with keeping players in games. Big opportunity there for Cloud. Could have cut the deficit to 3. 59-54. So the winning score is 70 points. Rose in search of a 5th consecutive win, while Phantom looks to tie its record with Vinyl to be in the playoff picture. We'll be right back. It's Unrivaled on TNT, presented by Samsung Galaxy. Rakia Jackson and Mist look to bounce back and get back in the playoff picture. Taking on Laces, Kayla McBride stands in their way. She joined Taylor Rooks.
All right, Kayla, coming off of a tough loss, looking to bounce back tonight. What needs to change and improve in this one?
Well, I think just our intensity, attention to detail. Obviously, getting AT back is a big thing for us as far as our pace, our physicality, and just overall toughness. We're still building chemistry. Obviously, we got B now. We're still trickling players back in from injury, so we just want to start building that chemistry and just make it about us. You know, what can we do to help win every single possession and, you know, get back on the good side.
Big smile as you talk about Alyssa Thomas coming back.
Yes.
What did you miss most about her presence on the floor that she's going to bring tonight?
It's the confidence and the relentlessness. You know, I think she's just a competitor on every single possession. She's very gritty. She's very smart, too. She knows the personnel. She knows the players in this league. And it helps, you know. It helps in those little possessions that you need. Going up 6 and, you know, getting it back down to 2. Those things come with AT being on the court. So really, really excited to have her back.
And for you, how do you want to get into a rhythm both offensively and defensively here against the Mist?
Yeah, just remaining confident, finding my shots, taking advantage, you know, getting my teammates involved, and just remaining confident. You know, that's the life of a shooter. You know, just keep shooting, keep staying confident and taking my shots and, you know, just competing on every possession.
Keep shooting. Life lessons here from Kayla McBride. Thanks so much. Back to you.
Good stuff, Taylor. You could feel the smile of McBride through the camera when Taylor brought up Alyssa Thomas. The fourth quarter is commercial free, and it's brought to you by AT&T. Winning score is 70 points. Chelsea Gray back in for Rose, just picked up her second foul. The lead evaporated. Now she's back in to try and finish the deal, in a fifth straight victory for Rose.
And that's why these moments are so important, because if the Phantom could chip away just enough, make it feel like it's a tight game once again and get closer to that 70-point mark. But Rose have been playing so well and so confident and doing a great job of creating such quality looks.
Hull found the edge, beating Cloud to the rim. Lexi Hull's had a nice night, 11 points, 3 made three-pointers, now up to 13. Long two for Katie Lou, in and out. Rebound to Gray. Pushing up the floor. 20 points for Chelsea Gray. 7 boards, 5 assists. Twisting and turning. Didn't draw the foul. Goes back up strong. That's a foul and an and one.
What a tough play by Chelsea Gray, who has been assertive from the start, and good block there initially, but then not only gets the bucket, gets the foul, and an opportunity to get even closer to that winning score. She has been so pivotal with everything the Rose have done.
First trip to the line tonight. She's a 93% free throw shooter here at Unrivaled. 66-56. 4 points needed for Rose to hit that winning score. Chelsea Gray, a +5 on the floor since coming back into the game.
And think about the advantage that presents her having a bit of a rest. I know that Phantom made a run, but having that type of rest that she got through the bulk of the third quarter.
We can like foul them before the shot. Like on the floor.
Guys, we have one thing on defensively, we have fouls to give. So if we feel like we're in a bad way, we can just foul. Does that make sense? Not shooting, whatever. Yeah, we got to be physical. Hey, this little flip action. Satu, shoot it or get downhill, okay? Come on, finish strong.
Rose looking to put the finishing touches on a victory. They've also separated in this game now on the glass. It was just a 3-rebound margin at recess. Now Rose is +13 on the glass. Offensive rebounding, we didn't talk much about it, but now they're up to 12-0 boards. Sabali for 3. Doesn't get the friendly bounce.
And think about what a big shift that had been for Rose and how they've been playing and a part of their game.
Gray, long 2. Old board Reese. Sling it out. Track it down. Gray. Nifty feed. Tried to slip it in there. Cloud comes up with it. Dashing the other way. Push pass to Sabali. 3 in the air. Is good. Third 3 for Sabali. Phantom isn't done yet. Needs 11 points to hit the winning score. Rose just 4. They throw a crowd at Reese. It don't matter.
She's got strength on Katie Lou Samuelson for as much as she was trying to battle, and that's just excellent deep position made by Reese.
Angel Reese, 5th double-double of the season, 23 points, and now up to 14 rebounds. Next bucket wins. Gray goes for the win again! Rose is feeling it through 5 weeks. 5 consecutive wins. And some people said she's lost it.
Chelsea Gray dialed up the 3-point shot for the game winner, stepping right into that bottoms, and she did that all game long. 5 of 8 from beyond the arc, part of a team 10 of 23 shooting night from deep. A major factor in what allowed the Rose to run away with this one.
Chelsea Gray scores 8 of the 11 Rose points in the fourth quarter. Angel Reese, another double-double, 23 points, 14 rebounds, and adds 5 assists. Taylor Rooks now joined by 305 Barbie.
That's right, here with the Barbie herself, Miss Angel Reese. Dominating performance, dominating win. How did you all excel tonight?
It's a team effort. I mean, everybody stepped up and did their job. Ooh, I'm tired. Ooh, shy. I think everybody just did their job, offensively and defensively. We have a chip on our shoulder right now, so 5-game winning streak, we keep going.
Tell me about that chip on your shoulder. Where is that coming from for this team?
They ranked us at the bottom. We was the last team. Nobody believed in us, and we believed in each other in the locker room, so we just keep proving each other right, come in every day and work. The work show.
The work totally shows. Your development is so clear. Like I said, another dominating game. Who have you become throughout this Unrivaled League?
I'm just trying to get better every single day. First one in the gym, first one to last to leave the gym. I just want to put in the work every day because I don't want to ever feel like I'm outworked. So the work gonna show, and I'm excited to get back to Chicago. Go Sky!
Yeah, Angel Reese puts on another show. Congrats on a good win. Back to you, Brendan.
And the sky is the limit. Back-to-back 20-point games for Reese. 5th double-double of the season. Rose has won 5 in a row, up to 6-4. Phantom falls to 3-7. 71-59 is the final score. After the break, we'll go back to Atlanta with Lauren, Candace Parker, and Renee Montgomery. Florida. It's game 2 of our TNT doubleheader. It's Unrivaled on TNT, presented by Samsung Galaxy. Laces looks to keep pace with Rose, which just improved to 6-4. Laces at 5-4, taking on 2-7 Mist. Losers of 3 straight games in the basement of the league, looking to make a late season push for the postseason. Here inside Wayfair Arena, let's get you caught up on the latest up-to-date standings here at Unrivaled. Phantom with the loss goes to 3-7. Now for second place, Rose and Laces. Laces just a half game back after the Rose result. Chelsea Gray winning the basketball game, so Laces have to keep pace. Brendan Glasheen, Sarah Kustok, and Taylor Rooks will join us on the sidelines. For Laces, they've been banged up. We've been talking about it all year. The return of the engine, AT, Alyssa Thomas, she's back.
It's important to pick up a key piece to your team, but let alone a player like Alyssa Thomas who can do absolutely everything and carry so much of the load in so many different ways. And that's on the offensive side, that's on the defensive side. The way she can penetrate and attack a defense, find her teammates, rebound the basketball, all of those things will be crucial, especially for a Laces team who's got to handle Brianna Stewart. And Brianna Stewart is a player that needs to continue to build and contribute to the Mist and finding ways to have it translate into wins. There's a lot of responsibility for what they expect out of her, and it's going to be a fun matchup to see because her and Alyssa Thomas will be guarding one another quite a bit, and so much of their game is predicated on doing a little bit of everything.
Here are the starting lineups. Andrew Wade is the head coach of Laces. When we talked to him about Alyssa Thomas, he said she's worked so hard, she will start. Could be a minutes restriction. We'll keep an eye as the night unfolds. Out there with McBride, the second leading scorer, and Heidemann. For Mist, Stewart, the co-founder and captain of Mist, with Lloyd and Jackson. Jewel Lloyd hops on it. Mist first possession, trying to stop the losing streak. A win would tie Mist record with Phantom, which fell to 3-7. And after tonight, 2 weeks to go in the regular season, week 6 and week 7, before the semifinals and the championship. Thomas with a ton of daylight, gets it to drop. A good feeling for Thomas, back in action.
Almost cracked a smile there right out of the gate, and just the gravity that she has on the floor, something that's going to be important.
McBride tracks down the loose ball, picks up the dribble. Thomas left untouched once again, driving, and Jackson stuffed her. Thomas on the putback, 2 for 2. There's the smile from AT, newest member of the Phoenix Mercury. Part of a blockbuster trade. We haven't watched Thomas play since the big move. Heidemann will direct some traffic. Teammates with Thomas in Connecticut a couple of years ago. Thomas pounding the basketball, slick out. Heidemann 3 short. 1 minute in, Mist still scoreless. Lloyd absorbs and finishes.
Strong take by Jewel Lloyd. Again, we talk so much about the Mist, the talent that they have. It's just not come together in the way that you may have anticipated. And there's time for it though, but tonight is a game that they really, really do need to get.
The task is facing the top scoring defense in Unrivaled. Despite the fact Laces allowed 88 points in that loss to the Lunar Owls. Jackson got 2, Lloyd freed up, missed the 3. Offensive rebound, Jackson. Active early on both ends. Makia Jackson, double dribble.
And she's trying to take advantage of the size she has over Natisha Heidemann, but Heidemann did a really good job of just staying between ball, basket, using her feet, and making sure to still body into her despite the size difference.
4 turnovers already for Mist in the opening minutes. And 4 points for Laces off of them. Thomas, the lob pass. McBride, so happy she's back. Stewart, the rebound. Bring the ball up the floor, walks into a 3, way off. Now Mist must backpedal. Heidemann, too much space. Back come Mist. Brianna Stewart galloping and fouled by Thomas. Seems to be moving well, Alyssa Thomas.
She does. That's all you can ask for. And again, she's been on the floor, she's been playing, getting a good run in. You want to make sure that you protect her from herself as well, because you know how much of a competitor she is and wanting to be on the floor. But overall, it's just so great to see. And again, for her as a player and more for an individual, because injuries, without question, are the worst part of this game, especially for players that just desperately want to be back out there.
So Stephanie Dolson, 11-year veteran out of UConn, has checked in for Thomas. A steady vet who filled in very beautifully in the starting lineup, can do it all. Squaring up, backing down. Outlet, Heidemann. Now 0 for 3 from the floor. Heidemann's had a couple of good looks, and that's the space that Thomas allows for. And Dolson as a stretch big. Get a foul away from the ball. It's on Heidemann, her first. Heads to the bench, and welcome back Benijah Laney Hamilton, who starred last Tuesday night to close week 4. Had 23 points, was the post-game winning interview, and then she was out due to personal reasons to begin week number 5. But wow, what a performance.
Just flawless fit. And she talked a lot about her workouts and what she was doing. She said I was playing lots of 1s, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, so it felt like she just was right in that rhythm.
McBride leads the league in three-pointers canned, now 26 on the year, shooting 40% from deep. Yeah, Laney Hamilton was having issues getting games on in Lebanon, where she was before coming to Miami. She did get to see the one-on-one tournament, and then got the call. They need some help at Unrivaled. Here she is. Fall-away jumper. Boyd stayed in front. 3-on-1 now for Mist. Stewart collapses. Missed the layup. Jackson, Bunny, good. Rakia Jackson from Detroit, Michigan, 23 years old, 1 season in her career in the books in Los Angeles. It's a long 2 for McBride. Gets it to drop. Jackson for 3. McBride the other way, so quick and shifty. Change speeds effectively. Dolson aims for space with Lloyd, and they are going at it down there. Drew Lloyd goes to the ground, and Dolson picked up the foul.
This is so often what we see, though, the mismatches that occur. Some of it's off of switches, some of it's just off because there is so much space and matchups you're forced to guard against, that there's a size discrepancy. And obviously Dolson not happy. Lloyd was working on the inside.
Brenda Pantoja, our referee, having a conversation with Dolson. Our crew chief tonight is Chris Merlot, and umpire is Sarah Williams. A deflection, but it's over and back. 5 turnovers for Mist. Not ideal for Phil Handy's club, head coach of Mist Basketball Club at 2-7. For Laces,
Here we go.
Trying to maintain composure for his group. Rusty start. Laney Hamilton circles back out, calls for the pick from Dolson. Draws 2, throw it inside. Courtney Vandersloot, who had her best scoring game to date, 21 points against Vinyl on Friday, active hands.
Some great help from behind. And recognized, didn't pinch in, and come down to dig in until that pass was over the top and going through, because you don't want to leave a shooter like Heidemann open on the wing.
That speaks to Phil Handy's principle of you build your game from the feet up, and Vandersloot using her speed to the best of her ability. Laney Hamilton, catch and shoot, did not get it off in time. It's a shot clock violation, 3rd turnover committed by Laces now in the opening quarter. It's commercial free, by the way, here on TNT, wrapping up week 5. Vandersloot hits the brakes. Stewart settling in. Fadeaway doesn't go. $15 points combined here, almost 5 minutes in. Laney Hamilton uses her frame. Heidemann matched up by Vandersloot. Tisha Heidemann, crossover, slash to the rim. Tough shot. Rebound Vandersloot. 7-time assist champion in the WNBA, all-time playoff assist leader. Created their own shot. Cold spell for both clubs. Lainey Hamilton driving and scoring over Lloyd.
Good strong take, getting it on the inside. For both of these teams, want to play at a faster pace, and you're starting to see some of that, but so much of it comes down to them initially getting stops and be able to get those type of run-outs and fill in the lane.
Stewart, bounce it, and the leg by Vandersloot. So effective, that duo together in New York and just reading each other's minds to set up an easy basket. Hard to come by for Mist. Here's a triple team. Heidemann swings it, Dolson fires it. Lloyd parachutes in for the rebound. Wanted to get going downhill. Another miss. Mist is now 3 of 12 from the floor. Lainey Hamilton for 3. Just the way Stewart rebounds in this 3-on-3 format, just so free. Unable to finish. Stewart now 0 for 4 from the floor.
And I think, unfortunately, that's what we've seen a lot throughout the course of this Unrivaled season for her. Still getting to the spots right to the front of the cup that you would typically expect. Just a lot of those shots not falling at the same efficiency.
Lainey Hamilton got it off before the time expired. Stewart got the step. Foul is on the floor. Oh, they can count the basket. Award continuation. It's an and-one opportunity for Mist. Basket's good. Stewart is finally in the score column. One of the league leaders in free throw points. Of course, in this case, it's one free throw worth 1 point. But Unrivaled rules, one free throw worth 2 and a 2-point foul, one worth 3. And Stewart's already racked up north of 40 free throw points on the year. Even at 11, Alyssa Thomas is back in after a breather early in the first. And a foul on the floor. It's on Carrington.
Oh, you know she's going to try and body up as much as she can against Kayla McBride and make it tough on every catch and try to keep the ball out of her hands.
McBride knifing off the screen, off-balance jumper. Edwards the rebound. The one-on-one tournament runner-up. Dejanay Carrington slicing to the rim. Edwards recovers. Pounding the basketball, kick it out. Carrington a 3. Still tied at 11. McBride early in the first with 5 points. McBride, no. Chippy, physical, and a little sloppy, quite honestly, by both clubs. They tried to get it right in quarter 2, shaking off the cobwebs. Laces at 5 and 4, look to keep pace with Rose. As for Mist, trying to end the losing streak, 11-11, make a wish. Unrivaled on TNT is brought to you by Great Taste, 96 calories, Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything. Missed 11, Laces 11. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Unrivaled on TNT is presented by Samsung Galaxy. The return of Alyssa Thomas. Solid start for her, 4 points, 2 of 4 shooting, 1 rebound. Gunning to the basket, outlet. Heidemann a 3.
Even though the presence of how that collapses the defense, finding Heidemann for a look, there's so many things that Alyssa Thomas does that don't necessarily even show up in a stat sheet.
First 3 combined, both clubs started 0 for 12. McBride dashes to the basket after wreaking havoc on defense. Laces by 5. Really rapid start, 30 seconds into the second. Vandersloot has the edge and scores.
He's so crafty.
Thomas assesses. Veering. High off glass, no foul. Vandersloot, no look. Carrington tried to wrap it around her back. It was a tough angle. Turnover missed, Laces basketball. Missed up to 7 turnovers.
And a handful have been dead ball turnovers, so you take that over runouts going the other way, but it's got to be cleaner.
Heidemann's had her opportunities now, 1 for 5 from 3. Did hit a moment ago, can build off of that. Carrington, power dribble, scores.
Felt like defense just cheating for the pass a little bit, assuming she might look for a kick out, and it gave her an open lane.
Dejanay Carrington played her college basketball at Stanford and Baylor. On the glass there, missed, coming back the other way. Vandersloot, slippery. Batted away by Heidemann. Thomas, the hustle. Stays with missed, 6 to shoot. Funny thing, when Andrew Wade told us this morning about Alyssa Thomas coming back, rehabbing hard, but when he said, well, there might be a bit of a restriction, but see, when Thomas plays, it's always full throttle.
So the only thing you can restrict is her minutes and playing time.
Yes.
Everything else, you are spot on. It's going to be 100.
Bride tries to cut off ball. Instead, Thomas makes the catch. High bank attempt. Edwards saw these handles in one-on-one. Slams on the brakes. Vandersloot a 3. Carrington offensive rebound. Put back is good.
Nice job getting inside position as soon as that shot went up, recognized it.
The new Dallas wing. Dejanay Carrington. Heidemann using the handles. Thomas presents his shield. Heidemann, she might be short, but she plays big. McBride, shifty 3, rattles it in. They're going to take a look at that during the next stoppage. For the moment, it's a long 2 for Kayla McBride. 18-17, Laces lead. Heidemann the stuff on Vandersloot. Let's send it over to Taylor Rooks.
Thanks, Brendan. Didn't you all love when Andrew Wade was like hyping up his team? He said that Kayla McBride is the clear choice for MVP. He said what she's done on a night-to-night basis, the matchup she's had, where she's been as a team, how consistent she is, and how they've been able to sustain wins. It's a credit to her. I mean, he's right. They've been down bodies, but Kayla has been a very consistent engine for the Laces.
No question, Taylor. And you do love that. You love that from the coach. You love that when Kayla was sitting right next to him. And I think we've just seen how much she's been able to showcase not only her offensive talent, but the versatility of her game, where she can get it from, and how it has opened up teammates with so many different lineups and rotations.
A lot of ball pressure on McBride right now. Lainey Hamilton on the skip. Parachuting in. Stewart, but a foul. This one's on Carrington.
And I'm glad Taylor got that in for us to relay, because I don't think we should tell him. I don't think we have a vote. I don't think I have a vote. So I don't know who who was making sure to get that message out to. But I'm glad we got it out to the people, because the people have a vote.
News to us if we're involved. But yes, go to the Unrivaled website and you can vote for your most valuable player. We'll see how it shakes out. Lainey Hamilton in and out on the jumper. Stewart the lead bounce pass. Jackson slashing. Rakia Jackson, high, no. But a foul. And it's on McBride. I'm going to say it's on Dolson. Third foul on Stephanie Dolson.
And she just kind of let out a little yelp, and I feel like she accepted the fact that that was a foul. More often than not, you see players trying to argue with the officials that it was not a foul. She seemed to realize she got her just at the end there.
Again, the foul's on Dolson, not McBride, who has not committed the foul in this game. Lainey Hamilton, mid-range. Carrington's look good here in the corner. Fire it up the floor. Stewart misses the three. Tracked down by McBride. Fast pace the other way. Three is cash money. Kayla McBride, 2 made threes now in the ball game. We get a timeout on the floor. Kayla McBride, the second leading scorer at Unrivaled, 12 points. You're watching on TNT, presented by Samsung Galaxy. DraftKings is an official partner of Unrivaled, and new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app and use promo code BANKSHOT when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. 21-19, Laces lead missed here in the second quarter. Brendan Glasheen, Sarah Kustok, Taylor Rooks. It's the second meeting of the season between these two clubs. They faced off opening weekend, January 20th. Missed one, Laces won that ball game 63-43. We saw a very low-scoring first quarter. It was reminiscent to what we saw early in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, just both these teams feeling a little bit out of rhythm where the shots are getting, haven't gone through with a great amount of consistency.
Lainey Hamilton, the relief player contract from Clayton, Delaware. Plays for the New York Liberty, played college basketball at Rutgers. One to fire, McBride gets it off in time. It was a long two, pouncing on it, Jackson, slithering inside, Rakia Jackson. Energy play, much needed for missed. Squared at 21. Lainey Hamilton. Thomas. The return of AT. Bulldozing inside for two. Alyssa Thomas, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. In 5 minutes, she's got those 6 points. And we talked about with Andrew Wade, and especially Kayla and Taylor making the point about MVP. Kayla McBride with Sabrina Ionescu entered tonight tied for the league lead in minutes, and she's had no choice but to play because of the injuries.
And that's been such an impressive part of the responsibility and usage that she's held, along with all of those heavy minutes and the minute load play.
Oh, Rakia. My, oh my. Reward her. Yes. We know she can score, but showing off and flexing the defensive skills here in Miami. 23-23, shows a double. Thomas leaps on it, kick it out. McBride. couldn't get to the edge. McBride. 23-23. Jewel Lloyd back in the ball game. Just 2 points. Lead Stewart for 2.
Miss starting to find a little bit of rhythm and consistency because of their stops, and that's where it's come from, when they've gotten stops and gotten runouts.
Kayla McBride, tough, too. Well, for Mist, one thing they've done well all year is rebound the ball. And in a game that's had a lot of misses, rebounding can be very important. Lloyd hits the deck, 3-on-2, Thomas ahead of the snake. Stewart, crisp chest pass, put all her might into it to Lloyd. Missed by 2, 27-25. Both clubs allowing their defense to fuel the offense. McBride feeds Thomas, got Stewart in the air.
Beautiful two-man game. Good pick and roll play. You see the excellent bounce pocket pass, and between those two, as you've mentioned a lot, I'm sure Kayla McBride has missed that presence of AT.
Stewart, leaner, using the off-balance J to beat McBride. 12 seconds left in this first half. Missed by 2. McBride, patience. Fake to Thomas. Lady Hamilton with 1, fires. Wasn't pretty early, but a lot of highlights on the defensive end of the floor. 2 teams that are digging in. When they met the first time, just 106 points combined. Here in this one, we're at 56, near the halfway mark of that total. Unrivaled halftime presented by Ford coming up in Atlanta with Renee, Candace, and Lauren. Unrivaled on TNT is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 29-27 Mist with the lead in front of Laces. Plus 11 on the glass. Mist trying to come out of the basement of Unrivaled and keep the playoff hopes alive. Laces in attempt to keep pace with Rose. Brendan Glass-Jean, Sarah Kustok. Let's take a look at the keys for a comeback. They are brought to you by our friends at Icy Hot. Sarah, for the adjustments. It was a back-and-forth game. We had 6 lead changes, 6 ties. What are your keys here?
Well, for the Laces, 3-point efficiency. They've got shooters that can shoot, that just have not seen it go through. Attacking the glass has been an area that the Mist have had a big lead on. And for the Mist, take care of the basketball. Turnovers have hurt them. That's been a concern through the course of this game, and staying strong on defense, because you know this Laces team can put up points. They can do it in bunches, so you got to make sure to stay stout at that end.
Icy Hot is the official topical pain partner of Unrivaled basketball. You mentioned it, the turnovers, 8 giveaways by Mist. Now, to their credit, a bulk of those were in the first quarter. They cut back on the second quarter. And plus 11 on the glass. Stewart, Jackson, and Lloyd, the trio for Phil Handy. And for Laces, Thomas, Heidemann, and McBride. Brianna Stewart comes up empty now, 3 for 10 from the floor. Heidemann wandering in the paint and scores. Let's get a word from Taylor Rooks and what we heard from the coaches.
Thanks, Brendan. Chatted with Andrew Wade about the Laces. He said, listen, right now we are too slow in the half court. We aren't playing with pace. Said the shot selection is not great. They need to get to the rim a little bit more. Said they're doing too much whining and complaining to the refs and wants them to focus on their game. And really just emphasize pace. Shot selection. Said he likes that Kayla McBride is being aggressive and wants to continue to see her do that in this one.
Rakia Jackson have a night on defense. Skip it all the way over to Lloyd. 3 is good. Defense to offense.
End to end. What a beautiful play, starting with that big time block by Jackson and then the push and ball sharing.
Thomas with the turnaround. 32-31, Mist in front. Kia Jackson doing her thing on defense. 2 block shots, 5 rebounds. Long 2, short. Heidemann buries it. Those two are on the same page. 8 points for Heidemann. And their second 3-pointer. High-low, Jackson makes the catch.
Mismatch. And she's got Heidemann on the inside. That's a good pass over the top. And Heidemann doing her best to push Jackson along the baseline, but there is just too much length and height.
This starting to make it rain the way they close the second, out of the gate strong here in the third. Thomas, board, McBride 3 is good. 17 for Kayla McBride, her third 3-pointer. Now the offense is picked up.
And Mist have been smart. No matter who has Natisha Heidemann on them, they are going in the post and they're looking to take advantage of the size difference and exploit that mismatch. And so you see it in slower sets walking up in transition, because everyone here on the floor for the Mist can post.
Stewart uses the crossover to make space. Stolson climbs the ladder for the rebound. Laces in front. A win for Laces, go to 6-4, tied with Rose for second best in the league. McBride wants that. 19 points for McBuckets. Lloyd, hesitation. Floater is short, but going to the line for 1 for 2. Heidemann's third foul. Lloyd with 7 points on the night, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Averaging about 14 points per game, 31 years old, heading to the Las Vegas Aces this summer. 10-year pro out of Notre Dame. Named the Gold Mamba by the late, great Kobe Bryant. She was coming into the draft a decade ago. Lainey Hamilton. Down the tightrope.
Good, strong take by Lainey Hamilton. And she hasn't shot with the same level of efficiency you would expect. So for her to see one go through, hopefully that will open up the hoop for her.
McBride pull-up jumper. Lloyd, stop and start. McBride poked it out of bounds. Getting the hands in to make it challenging for Lloyd, who is so lethal with space. Courtney Vandersloot joins Stewart and Jackson. Laney Hamilton, McBride, and Dolson, the trio for Laces. Brianna Stewart for three, short. Full board Jackson, spinning off one foot, grabs it again. Rakia Jackson, tenacious. 10.7 rebounds with a couple of blocks now for Rakia Jackson. It's missed basketball.
Jackson's just been playing so confidently. We talked to Phil Handy quite a bit about just the level of talent, of skill, and just the room that she has to keep growing, and how much that type of potential just shows up in different ways, it feels like, every night.
And the best part about it, Stewart, the two, Phil mentions, I will give you that leeway, and then I'm going to hold you accountable for how you show your work habits. We get a timeout on the floor. Lace's lead is just one, 41-40. Rakia Jackson, a young rising star with the spark inside. Thank you to Miller Lite for being the official beer sponsor of Unrivaled. Satu Sabali heading to the stands to take in the action. Phantom just came up short against Rose, which has won 5 games in a row. They've been playing stout defense. Chelsea Gray hits another game-winning shot, up to 4 now in the team's 6 wins. That was game 1 of our doubleheader. Here in game 2, Laces lead by 1. We've seen a flurry of lead changes. Mist certainly need the game more. There's no doubt about that, considering their record and where they stand right now in the Unrivaled standings.
Yeah, and just to get on track in some capacity, to feel like you're starting to see some of the activity that this team could put together and do if they're playing on the same page. And I think it's just taken a long time for them to have those type of moments.
As you can tell, Laces get Alyssa Thomas back, her first game in a month. Vandersloot off the catch. More specifically for Thomas, it's her first game played since January 24th, nursing a right leg injury. So far, 12 minutes, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists.
She's looked tremendous. She's looked tremendous. I know the minute load is something that will continue to be monitored, but just in terms of her actual play and what you expect from her, she's been her normal self, which is superb.
The shot put Pitt doesn't go, has 2 torn labrums. That is why she shoots the ball like that, laying off Carrington. 3 rattles in. Dijonais made her pay.
Well, and that's game plan discipline. That's a scouting report, knowing your personnel decision, but Carrington's been working on that.
Heineman with an answer, 43-43. Let's go over to Taylor Rooks.
Thanks, Brenton. Here with Jewel Lloyd. Big shot from Dijonais there.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
No, do what you got to do. So the game started off a little slow. Offense is chugging a little more now. What changed?
Honestly, for us, we got to stop turning the ball over. Finally got a rhythm. I think both teams are kind of going through, back and forth. It makes good entertainment. I think the fans are happy, so hopefully we'll pull this one out.
I know she's sitting next to you right now, but Rakia having a great game. What do you think is working out there for your teammate?
Anywhere on the court, she's ready to lock and load. Her confidence is so high. She put in a lot of work, so it's nice to see it, pay off. And yeah, she's a bucket.
And last one for you. Still got to contain Kayla McBride. How can you all do that a little better?
Try to be physical with her. Let's go! Let's go, please! Hopefully she misses. I mean, good shooters, it's tough. They don't need much space or time to get their shot off. So we're trying to make it difficult. I hope we can, make her miss more than she makes it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Finish strong. Thanks for your time, Jill. Back to you.
Good stuff, Taylor. Wide base by Carrington, and she does get hit with the foul, reaching in on Benijah Laney Hamilton, who is appearing in her second unrivaled game. That's the third foul on Carrington, and just the first on missed as a club with 1:31 to go in this third quarter. And with it winding down, we are approaching that fourth quarter in which the winning score will be determined. So it's so important for the team leading and being the team leading at the end of three.
This feels like a tight one, though. I mean, this has been back and forth this entire game between these two teams.
Each club only scored 11 points apiece after one. Carrington having a really nice night, 11 points. Now 5 of 6 from the floor. And she has to guard, a lot of times the other team's best guard. Push pass by Thomas. Laney Hamilton creates. Thomas rises, and the foul's on Edwards. Thomas put her body on the line, though, to even create that foul.
Well, just another big-time play. I mean, her ability to open up teammates with her passing, with that type of presence of where she gets to on the floor, and the rebounding aspect is always there.
Laney Hamilton turns the corner. Stewart comes out to guard Tolson. Back to Laney Hamilton, 3 in the air. Box out by Carrington to allow Stewart to grab the ball. Bounce it out. Carrington waiting for Stewart to get in position. Brianna Stewart backing down. Shovel it. Carrington. Lob it to Stewart. Fadeaway jumper. Foul. It's on Benijah Laney Hamilton. So Brianna Stewart goes to the free throw line, where she is 2 for 2 tonight and looks to extend the lead back to 6.
This is big for Miss to create that bit of breathing room. We talk about it so much, but especially for a team that's not consistently found their offense.
Friendly touch on the free throw.
It allows you breathing room if you can hold on to this as you head into that winning score.
Edwards eyes up the floor. Bounce pass is on point.
What a push.
And now it's an 8-point edge for Miss, the biggest lead tonight. Skip pass to Thomas. 10-2 run here by Mist. Thomas missed it off the left side.
It was the turnovers that hurt Mist in the first half. Now it's been Mist taking advantage, forcing those against the laces.
And for Mist, not a single turnover here in the quarter. Stewart, 3-ball. Winning score is 64 points. When these teams played on January 20th, Laces needed 63 to win the game. Very similar build and structure to this ball game. Fourth quarter is coming up here at the Wayfair Arena at Media Pro. You're watching Unrivaled on TNT, presented by Samsung Galaxy. The assist of the game is presented by State Farm.
We had some great assists here tonight, but a special delivery. Jewel Lloyd over the top on the run to her former Storm teammate, Brianna Stewart. Good chemistry between those two, and the Mist have been on the run here tonight as they have an opportunity to add another win to their record. Ahead here, just 11 points away from that winning score.
The fourth quarter is commercial free, and it's brought to you by AT&T. 8-point lead, winning score is 64 points. Mist has not won a game since February 3rd when it defeated Phantom. 3-game losing streak. Carrington up top, grabs the board, driving, taking matters into her own hands, but it's an offensive foul. That's the fourth foul on Carrington. Now for Mist, when we talked to Phil Handy a couple nights ago when they played Vinyl, he did make mention that we've only played 3 quarters in a lot of times in these games, and we've not finished games. 2 games against Lunar Owls stick out for sure. We have to put the pedal to the metal and close the deal.
And they have an excellent opportunity here, obviously already ahead, and have a good amount of breathing room here behind that winning score, but also they close things out with really strong momentum. So that's what you want to continue to carry with you and how you played on both ends.
Heideman's 3 short. Carrington up to 5 rebounds. DHO, Vandersloot jabbing to the right. Look for Stewart on the cut. Here's the screen, mid-range J. Good. Courtney Vandersloot, 6 points. It's a 12-2 run by Mist. Heideman slings it outside to Dolson. Deflected by Heideman. Carrington catches and fouled on the wrist by Heideman. That's the 4th personal foul. No sight of Kayla McBride on the Laces bench here in this winning score of fourth quarter.
She hadn't played towards the end of that 3rd quarter, which to the point of Mist going on a run was rather interesting. And yeah, now we don't see her on the bench at all. We know what a pivotal component she is to this team in all areas.
No doubt 19 points to lead Laces tonight, and she's been a high point scorer in the league all season, all but 1 game, so 8 out of 9. She's dropped 20 plus, especially with their injuries in these last handful of weeks. Stewart carves out space and scores. Points her finger to Vandersloot. Thanks for the dime. 5 points away, Mist to close this game. Double-double for Stewart. Now has 7 on the season. Ripped away by Carrington. It's 3 against 2. Stewart for 3. Chases it down. And the second chance for Mist. Now plus 15 on the glass. Vandersloot dashes to the bucket. She knew she missed an opportunity right there. But she will go to the line for 1, worth 2. Alyssa Thomas, of course, returns tonight. No Jackie Young, no Tiffany Hayes, no Kate Martin for Laces, and no sign of Kayla McBride. Vandersloot at the stripe for the first time this season. Rather tonight, 7 for her first 8 have gone in. So she misses there, a rare one. Heideman looks to slither by, step away, yes.
And a big bucket just to get the Laces back on the board. Hopefully try and find a way to get a stop.
Still 16 points needed for Laces to reach that winning score. It's an untimed quarter. Just get the shot clock. Stewart settles the offense. Vandersloot, outlet. Stewart, tough shot, no. And seems Laces are laboring a bit now to try and close the deal. McBride gives him so much energy. Heidemann elbow jumper.
Well, and even just how much, whether it's shot creation for herself, for teammates, off the dribble, the passing, the spacing, and just the attention that she brings from a defense.
Both clubs working hard off the ball. Stewart set a solid screen, and Vandersloot did the rest. Timeout, Laces.
I got it. That's the break you need. That's the timeout you need. Hey, that's the timeout you needed right there. Hey, listen, next time down, on it, if we don't have a transition, hey, we get stops, y'all run, right? We don't make a play call. Next time down, if you got it, just run horns clear. Nay, next time down, go nay here, okay? Which way you want to come off for the lob? Stewie, CV, right? Nay, hit Stewie, Sloot, set it, get a good one. Hey, if she comes off and she's wide open, throw the fucking lob. If not, Nay, bounce out. Stewie, you're gonna play this game with Sloot. Sloot here, set the small on big, turn the corner, Sloot pop back, okay? Come on, man, let's keep getting stops. Stops and run, here we go. Here we go, miss on three, 1, 2, 3, miss. Come on, close it out, close it out.
So Phil Handy preaching the message of closing out this ball game. He's discussed resilience with this club, great attitudes despite some tough finishes. And he's really enjoyed the one-on-one work with these players as far as getting them in the workshop, post-practice, during practice, of course, but getting that one-on-one developmental time, but how it can all translate, come out of the blender in a game. Missed is 3 points away. Laces walk it up. Dolson, Heidemann, and Laney Hamilton. Kayla McBride is back on the bench for Laces. Carrington saved the ball. What a hustle play by Dijonay, leading to the Stewart transition bucket.
Big time play by Carrington. Good heads up. And also Stewart tracking.
Laney Hamilton slipped and fell. And Carrington got picked up with the foul. That's her fifth.
What a read. Shooting the gap. That's the quickness of Dijonay Carrington she always presents. And Brianna Stewart saw her hustling for it, so got out on the run. That's a good break, a good save, and Miss put themselves just 1 point away from that winning score.
Dijonay Carrington played football as a kid. She credits that for her tenacity and her skill set. Her brother Darren played football at Oregon and Utah. Her father Darren Sr. played in the NFL for 8 seasons. She's got a motor and she's got ups. Miss can win it on this trip. Ball screen, Stewart gets it back. Baby J, missed, is back in the win column. First win since February 3rd, and now Mist is even with Phantom at 3-7. The play of the game is presented by Salesforce. It's the game winner.
No question about it. What a way to finish for Miss. A little pick and roll play between Vandersloot and Brianna Stewart. We saw a lot of that through the course of their careers, and just a nice job in the pocket pass, and Stewart finding that open area in the paint to get the finish and get the win.
So thus concludes week 5 of Unrivaled. Brianna Stewart, a 21-point night in action against Phantom Basketball Club. And of course, to start the night, Vinyl and Laces. It all gets going in the studios in Atlanta with the Unrivaled pregame show at 7 o'clock Eastern on TNT. We tip just after 7:15. Final score in game 2 of our doubleheader: Mist 65, Laces 49. For Taylor Rooks, Sarah Kustok, as well as our statistician Casey Colebrook, our director Damon Fisher, and Dave Kamens. Brendan Glass Sheen. Switch on over to TruTV for the postgame show. Lauren, Candace, and Renee after the break.